morning guys, and welcome to Helmsley. It has just gone 11 o'clock. It is Monday the 14th of June, and this morning, my friends, I am in Helmsley because I'm about to set off along the Cleveland Way. 109 miles, 5 days, Helmsley to Filey, crossing the beautiful North Yorkshire moors, joining the coastline of the northeast of England and heading down to Filey, all being well, arriving in Filey on Friday. But today, let's not get carried away. Today is all about today. Today is about getting from Helmsley to Osmotherley, 20 miles today via Sutton Bank. Bit of a roller coaster to start with, but once you get to Sutton Bank, it's fairly flat going. Should be a good day today. There's a mild breeze coming in from the southwest, a bit of blue sky and a little bit of clouds, so perfect walking conditions. And I think without further ado, guys, we should get this Cleveland Way thing well and truly up and running. I've just stocked up with my provisions for the day. I've got everything I need, got my fluids, got my food, got everything in my backpack, and this is my life, guys. What is on my back? This is my life for the next 5 days. A backpack and Mother Nature. So what better way to explore the beautiful North Yorkshire moors? What better way to get along the Cleveland Way? So I think, guys, if you've got a bit of time, why don't you walk with me? I will be jumping on and off throughout the day. I will be taking photos. I will be putting together some content along the way, and I will obviously be updating you all at the end of each day with a little photo shoot. And the plan is, guys, at the end of my 5-day hike along the Cleveland Way is to cobble together enough content to create a great little travel guide film all about solo hiking the Cleveland Way, 109 miles, Helmsley to Filey. Let's get this thing well and truly up and running. So why don't you walk with me, guys, and let's get going along the Cleveland Way. See you all in a little while. Hello guys, and welcome to Revo. Have a look at the signposts behind me there. You can see Helmsley, 3 miles. So we are 3 miles into a 20 today. So going good. I've just been chatting to another solo hiker as well. Really nice guy. Also made some life-changing moves a few years ago. Retired, and is now enjoying his best life ever. So you can walk with me for a while. It's a nice day today. The sun's coming out, and there's plenty of people out and about. And as usual, everyone's being really friendly. Hi guys, how we doing? That's one well-behaved dog. So just to recap, guys, we're 3 miles into a 20 today. Where I am at the moment, this is the village of Revo. If you want to take a little detour from here, you can take a little detour down to Revo Abbey. It's absolutely delightful. Now this is always a good place to check in, because as you come out of the woods about half a mile back, there is a signpost which directs you along the Cleveland Way. Yeah, actually when you arrive in Revo, there is no signpost, and you are presented with about 3 or 4 options. Option 1 is to head for Revo Abbey. That is not the Cleveland Way. It's pretty straightforward. When you arrive in Revo, you have to cross over the stone bridge, the little humpback bridge which goes over the beck, which you might be able to hear in the background. Maybe. So you go over the stone bridge and you proceed along a country lane for about 200 yards. And you pick up the beck and another bridge again, and at this point you're also presented with 2 options. Option 1 is to take the fork to the right. That is not the Cleveland Way. You need to take the signpost heading in the direction of Thirsk. Now there is no Cleveland Way waymarker or signpost. quite a few people have made this mistake because your obvious instinct would be to head away from Thirsk, keep heading in the general direction of Sutton Bank, further into the moors, not away from the moors. But you need to take the signpost and continue on the road in the general direction of Thirsk. It's clearly signposted. And when I get up here, I'll stop and take a photo. So do not take the road to the right. If you go over the bridge, again, another bridge which takes you over the stream, and start going uphill, you're going the wrong way. You are off the Cleveland Way. So my friends, word of advice from today. 3.5 miles in. Once you get to Revo, go over the stone bridge, continue up the lane for about 200 yards, 200 meters, and you'll come to a little fork in the road. In fact, it's just up here, so why don't you stay on just for another 30 seconds or maybe another minute until we arrive at this really, really crucial point, because you can completely wreck your first day if you go the wrong way. This may be the most valuable bit of advice I give you for day one. So my friends, when you arrive here, have a little look around. With a beautiful farmhouse just in the background there, and you can see the bridge going over the beck. Now, here's the signpost that you need to keep an eye open for, okay? So, Helmsley, Revo, Cold Kirby, Old Byland, Thirsk, and Scorton. So you want to be heading in the general direction of Thirsk and Scorton. Do not head for Cold Kirby or Old Byland. You will be off the Cleveland Way and you will be presented with 2 miles of uphill gut-wrenching tarmac. So I'm going to push on, guys. We've got about half a mile of uphill tarmac until we get back onto the Cleveland Way. It's getting a bit warmer as well, which is nice, so it might not be too long before we go for a change of top. Just about to get run over by a van. Cheers, buddy. Okay, so I'll see you all in a little while, guys, and yeah, day one on the Cleveland Way, Helmsley to Osmotherley. We are about 3.5 miles in, so catch up with you all soon. Take care. So chaps, you're not going to have to look at me for a few minutes. Instead, you're going to get to enjoy my little climb up this little boulder track that's littered with loose boulders, exposed tree roots, bits of fallen tree. But I'll tell you what, my friends, what is making this little climb so totally worthwhile, and I know what I'm about to say is going to divide people. I am surrounded by wild garlic, and the smell is just simply divine. It reminds me of dining out in a French restaurant somewhere in Paris. I don't think I've ever dined out in a French restaurant somewhere in Paris, but if someone had to ask me and I had to describe what I thought the smell would be like coming out of a fine restaurant in Paris, it would be exactly this. You can probably hear me puffing and panting a little bit as well, because it's incredibly warm now. There's a thick covering of cloud. We're just about to go through this gate here, and just for the records, guys, you see the black sign with the white acorn. That is the sign of the Cleveland Way. In fact, I believe they use that sign for quite a few of the long distance footpaths. So we're just going to head through this gate just here, and let me show you. That's the path that we've just come up. Beautiful canopy of trees. A little bit of sunshine trying to poke through, but always close the gate. But like I said, guys, there's this fine covering of cloud, a blanket of cloud, stopping the sun breaking through. But there's enough warmth cutting through the cloud. I'm working up a good old sweat today. And you can just see this boulder track. I've been up here once before, so I know that it doesn't go far. And once we get up here, it's flat for about 1.5 miles across the fields before we reach the village. And then we push on, not much further on indeed, and we arrive in Sutton Bank. So we're making good time today, even though I have been doing my usual chit chat. I wouldn't say it's a problem, but the problem is today, my friends, there's so many friendly people out on the trail. Solo hikers, groups, some people doing out and back, some people incorporating the Cleveland Way into a round, and a few groups. You can tell the groups that are going the distance because of the amount of kit that they're carrying. You can always tell the difference between a day packer and a long distance hiker. The day packers also tend to cover the ground a little bit quicker, knowing that it's probably one 10, 15, maybe 20 mile walk, and then a few days off. For the long distance hikers, the back-to-back walkers like myself, I've got 5 days of 20 plus miles. So yeah, we're off to a good start, but this is not a race, my friends. The key thing is to get to the end of each day in one piece with enough energy to recover overnight, to get up, get on, and keep going again. Blisters and injury is also a big concern as well when you've got 5 days back to back lined up. It's actually quite nice coming out of that little tunnel of trees. There's a warm breeze now blowing across the field. Let me just show you around. That's where we've come from, my friends. Down there in that general direction is Helmsley. Scraggy sheep in the field today as well. Bless them. They seem pretty chilled though. So, gonna push on, guys. So far so good. Day one on the Cleveland Way. Helmsley to Osmotherley today. 20 miles, there or thereabouts, give or take a mile. What's a mile amongst friends, eh, when you're doing 109? But it'll be nice to get to Sutton Bank, which shouldn't be long. because that means I've broken the back of today, the halfway stage. 10 miles Helmsley to Sutton Bank, and then we've got another 10 miles along the top of the North Yorkshire moors. It's going to be epic. And once again, my friends, always close the gate. Hi guys, welcome back to day one of the Cleveland Way, the infamous Cleveland Way, Helmsley to Filey, 109 miles. Today though is Helmsley to Osmotherley, 20 miles, there or thereabouts. Various guides say various things, anywhere between 19 and 22, so I'm going with 21, but either which way, what's a mile? So we've just passed through the village of Cold Kirby, and I've just seen one of the planes which tows the gliders off of Sutton Bank. So that means we are very, very close to Sutton Bank. We are probably 7 miles in now to today's 20 miles. So I'm making good progress, I'm pleased. Covering good ground. I'm not being antisocial. I'm taking the time to stop and chat to fellow solo hikers, duos and groups. Everyone seems to be in good spirits today as well, which is nice. So we've got a fairly easy walk now from Cold Kirby up to Sutton Bank. It's fairly flat. It's a bit of a strange one because you head in the general direction of Sutton Bank and then you kick off going away from Sutton Bank, and then you loop back round onto the Cleveland Way and then head back in the general direction of Sutton Bank again. So there is a shorter way to get to Sutton Bank without the little loop, but hey, why would you want to take shortcuts? We are walking the Cleveland Way, my friends. We are not taking shortcuts. So I just want to take a quick opportunity, guys, to share a bit of information with you about why I'm doing this. Well, one, I've got the time to do it because last year I made some massive changes in my life, and those of you that have seen my other films will know what those changes were all about. If you haven't, please check out Exploring Helmsley Forest, where I talk about the importance of making changes, the benefits of making changes, and how important it is to change when things need changing, if that makes sense. So I'm doing this because I've got the time to do it now. This time last year and the year before and the year before that, I wouldn't have had time to do this. The other reason I'm doing it is it's a personal challenge. I like to challenge myself. So a few weeks ago I took on the South Downs Way on a mountain bike, 100 miles from Eastbourne to Winchester, 3 days. That is now in the bag. You can check it out on YouTube as well. Riding the South Downs Way, 100 off-road miles in 3 days. But I'm doing this because it's a challenge, but I'm also doing this to raise awareness and much needed funds for the Alzheimer's Society. Now, those who know me well and those who have read my Facebook posts will know that I lost my mother to Alzheimer's in 2019. She was diagnosed at the age of 68 and lasted just 8 years. She died at the very, very young age of 76, bless her. She'd be so proud of me and what I'm doing now. Wherever you are, Mum, I hope you are looking down on me with proud eyes and a smile on your face. But I'm doing this to raise awareness for the Alzheimer's Society because some of you might not like what I'm about to say. But here's the truth of the matter, guys. My brother and I were coffin bearers at my mother's funeral. And when we lowered my mother's coffin into the grave, I was 51 years old. And I thought, you know what, if the same fate is waiting for me, I haven't got very long left. So it was a tipping point, it was a changing point that made me realise that life is very, very short. Life can be bitterly cruel. It can take you in directions when you think you've got your ducks in a row. It can take you in directions that you weren't expecting. So I'm doing this because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and because of changes that I made in my life, I've now got the time to do it. And what better reason as well than to take on a personal challenge, raise awareness for the Alzheimer Society, and raise much needed money to support the ongoing research to try and find a cure for what seems to be a terrible inherited disease. It's not like something you catch, is it? You don't catch the cold, or you don't catch it like the cold, or you don't catch it like flu or COVID. I believe it's inherited. I don't think there's any reasons as to how and why you do or don't suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia. All I do know, guys, from the front line of a family that have dealt with it, it's devastating. There's no other word for it. So, good progress being made today. I'm getting some good content on the way as well. So I think it's fair to say we're going to arrive in Sutton Bank either bang on schedule or ahead of schedule. And it's fairly straight going as well, fairly flat. Once we leave Sutton Bank and head north in the general direction of Osmotherley, which is where we're finishing today. Let me just show you around, guys. We're heading towards the western fringes now of the North Yorkshire Moors. That's where we're going. Just up there, there's a solo hiker just up the trail. I think I met him earlier, the chap who also retired. We've been passing each other. I've been stopping to do content and he's been powering on, so I'll probably catch him somewhere around Sutton Bank. But that's where we're going. That's where we've been. If you keep going in that direction, guys, you'll end up on the east coast. But we will end up on the east coast in a couple of days' time. And then we will be treated to the roller coaster of the rugged northeast coast of England. Bring it on. So I'm going to push on, guys, because we're going to come over a little ridge in a minute. And although it's warm and calm today, there is a steady breeze now. Actually, it's blowing from the north and the northwest, so you're probably going to get a bit of wind noise in a minute. And I'm going to crack on, and I'll catch up with you all probably when we arrive in Sutton Bank, which I'm guessing will be in about half an hour's time. So take care, my friends, and we'll talk again in a little while about how we can all play our part battling various illnesses and diseases. But specifically to me, and this challenge and this hike, is the Alzheimer Society. So I'll leave you all with that, and I'll leave you all with a little pano there from the North Yorkshire Moors. How about that, my friends? What a place to be, eh? Around Monday lunchtime. I'll see you all in a little while. Take care. Afternoon all, how are we all doing? Welcome back to day one on the Cleveland Way. So I've just passed through the Sutton Bank Visitors Centre, 10 miles from Helmsley, which is the halfway point for day one. And I'm about a mile away now from the Sutton Bank Visitors Centre on the Cleveland Way, OVS, and our next checkpoint will be Sneck-Yate, which is 3 miles from Sutton Bank. From Sneck-Yate we've probably then got about 2 miles to High Paradise Farm, and then final 5 or 6 miles down through Square Corner to Osmotherley. So we're making good progress today, chaps and chapesses. I got to Sutton Bank, that's covering 10 miles in 2 hours 30, 2 hours 35, so I've got a good pace going today. My legs feel good, breathing feels good, kit choice is perfect. It's a dry, hard pack sort of day, so for the techs who want to know what I'm wearing, I tried out a new shoe last week. Now some of you are going to go, oh my god, what is he thinking of? But last week I tried out a Salomon XA Lite. It's a trail running shoe designed for long distance, fast paced trail running. And I did a 10 mile, maybe a 12 mile round up on Sutton Bank along the Fort Trail, and I tried out the Salomon XA Lites, and they were really, really good. Fast, lightweight, plenty of support, and plenty of protection from the stones and rubble as well. So I'm wearing the Salomon XA Lites, so maybe that's why I'm covering a lot of ground today, I don't know. It's a very, very lightweight shoe. So we're making good progress, and I'm estimating that I will arrive in Osmotherley at around 5:30 at the very latest. So bear with me 1 second, guys, let me just let these walkers pass. How are we doing there, you right? Yeah, fine day today, isn't it? Perfect, yeah, perfect day today.
It's been so hot a lot of the other days.
Absolutely, you take care. And once again, guys, people on the trail today, it's an absolute delight. Everyone in such a good mood, spirits are high. I think people are just enjoying being out and about again. So, yeah, so a bit of a kit review, guys, while I wander the Cleveland Way in the general direction of Sneck-Yate. So, I've moved away from the typical heavy ankle boot or hiking boot, or even hot rock, Carrymore hot rock, which I used to wear quite often. And I'm wearing a Salomon XA Lite. It's a trail running shoe, long distance, fast paced trail running shoe. Really, really good. 1,000 mile socks as well, so it's a double skin. It's like a silk sock inside a sock, ankle sock as well. So I look more like a runner today rather than a long distance hiker. And what else we got on? Well, Carrymore cargo shorts, hiking short, rolled up because it's warm. In my usual style, commando, it's the only way to go, always have been. What's the point of putting something else on under your shorts? Go with the flow, guys, that's what I say. So commando all the way, and a single skin today, trespass, single skin. It's a bit of a tight fit, but wicks away the sweat really well, so that's good. And it's got these nice little sort of glove things as well, so you can tuck your hands in, because it's still a little bit breezy up here today, and the sun hasn't really burnt off the cloud, which I thought it would do by now. But I don't know if you can see, guys, let me just swing around, try and capture it. Can you just see the glider just behind my head, just there? Not really my thing, but hey ho, I've spoken to a few people that have done gliding and they said the sensation is amazing. But yeah, we'll leave that to the others. I like to keep my feet firmly on the ground. So we're going to push on, guys. I'll probably catch up with you all when we get to Sneck-Yate, which is about 2 miles away now. And yeah, so far so good. We're making good progress on day one, and I reckon we'll be through these 20 miles by about 5 o'clock, 5:30. So we will arrive in Osmotherley ahead of schedule, which is great. Plenty of time to get sorted, get rested up. So Monday go, guys, and let me just show you where I am. Say hello to the Cleveland Way. 2 miles south of Sneck-Yate. So I'll catch up with you all in a little while, and mind, there you go. So guys, how are we all doing? It's a little bit dark in here, I'm afraid. A little bit atmospheric. But I've chosen this opportunity to jump back on because I've just come across an open section of the moor, and there was quite a strong northwesterly wind blowing in, and I could feel that it was clearly taking the edge off my pace, and it would have been impossible to record any half decent content because of the wind interference. So we're in this little ridge or canopy of trees. Let me just show you. So just up there, that's where we've come down. So we've just passed through Sneck Yate, so we're 3 miles away from Sutton Bank, which means that we're 13 miles away from Helmsley now. Now distance wise, there's a bit of a discrepancy here, because on the official guide it says that Helmsley to Osmotherley is 20 miles. It also says that Helmsley to Sutton Bank is 10 miles and Sneck Yate is 3 miles from Sutton Bank, so I make that 13 miles. Now the official waymarker post that I've just passed up there says that Osmotherley is 9 miles away, so I'm making that 22 miles, so 2 miles. So there we go, a little bit further today, so we may be half hour later than I was hoping to arrive. But let me just show you around. This is where we are. Day one on the Cleveland Way, and that's where we're going, down there, and we're heading in the general direction now of High Paradise Farm. So we start a small descent soon, and then we join a section of tarmac which is about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile uphill towards High Paradise Farm. And then once we get to High Paradise Farm, we join one of the old drovers tracks, one of the sheep herding and cattle herding tracks that would have been used many years ago to herd the cattle and the sheep off the moor to the market towns, probably of Thirsk, North Allerton, probably Helmsley as well, maybe even Easingwold. So it's fairly exposed, but it's pretty flat. A small climb up before we then descend down a steep section of the Cleveland Way to an area known as Square Corner, and then we've got a steep descent down into the Reservoir Valley, which is just southeast of Osmotherley, and then we've got a little up and down section of about a mile before we arrive in the village of Osmotherley itself. I've messaged through to my accommodation for tonight to let them know roughly what time I'll be arriving, and I'm looking forward to getting there, to be honest, and meeting up with the in-laws this evening who are coming to see me at the Queen Catherine. That's not where I'm staying, but I am eating at the Queen Catherine this evening. But I've got like a little holiday cottage for one night. I think it's called Dale View. I'll post a link to it at some point in this vid once I've checked it out and given it the big Matt Wells thumbs up. So we're just about to go through another gate, guys, and there's plenty of stock on the moors this time of year, plenty of sheep on the moors, so please, if you are out and about, show the utmost respect to the countryside. Make sure you close the gates, even double check just to make sure that the latches are firmly clicked. So while we're in the shelter, guys, I'm just gonna take another brief opportunity to explain why I'm doing the Cleveland Way. Well, reason one, it's a personal challenge. It's something I've always wanted to do. 109 miles, Helmsley to Filey, across the North Yorkshire moors, and then along the rugged east coast of the northeast of England. The other reason, guys, that I'm doing my very, very best to raise awareness and money for the Alzheimer's Society. I'll say it once again. I lost my mother to Alzheimer's in 2019. She was at the very, very young age of 76. She was diagnosed at the age of 68. And it was at the funeral of my mother that I had this flashpoint moment that made me realise that life can be very, very cruel, bitterly cruel, and life can also be incredibly short. So I made some serious changes to the way I was living my life, scaled back my business, retired off the front line, and since then I've been spending more time getting out and about, doing the things that I enjoy doing. Also, trying to be a better person as well, trying to take only what I need, give what I can afford, help other people who are trying to make the very, very best of their lives. So hopefully, if you are watching this vid, or if you've seen my other vids on YouTube or Facebook, you'll see that there is an underlying message in everything I do, which is be upbeat and positive, live every day. Look at this beautiful blossom. Let me just interrupt. Look at that. Beautiful colours up on the moors. Sorry about that, guys. Love a bit of blossom, I do. So, yeah, there's an underlying message in most of my videos and most of what I do now, which is to be the very, very best you can. Do the best you can. Help as many people as you can. And try and make a difference to people's lives. It can be very simple. It could be nothing more complicated than saying hello to someone, stopping and having a conversation with someone that might just need to talk. Giving a little bit of what you can afford. I'm not saying that we should all become philanthropists, but sometimes you can afford to lose a bit of change, or you can afford to lose a bit of money from your pocket without really noticing it. And you have to sometimes think, well, could that money be put to better uses? Let me just interrupt again, guys. Look at that view. Isn't that spectacular? Say hello to the North Yorkshire moors. But there is the road that is going to take us away from Snekyate and up to High Paradise Farm, where we will be treated with the most spectacular of vistas. So let's continue to push on. So, if you want to donate to my cause, if you want to donate to the Alzheimer's Society, it's very simple, guys. All you need to do is visit my Facebook page. Okay, so here you go. Pen and paper at the ready, please. Matt Wells, life begins at 50 and 462 days. You will find me on Facebook, okay? Within my most recent Facebook posts, particularly those surrounding my solo hike along the Cleveland Way, you will find a donate banner. It's safe and secure, and Facebook will handle all payments safely and securely. Please, I'm not asking for hundreds of pounds, I'm not asking for thousands of pounds, I've had people donate just a couple of pound. So if you can find it within yourself to just make a small donation via my Facebook page, once again, Matt Wells, Life Begins at 50 and 462 days, you will find numerous posts where you will find a banner that will allow you to donate to the Alzheimer Society. Together, everyone can achieve a little more. If we all just put in a little bit, massive things can be achieved. So guys, I'm very aware that I am puffing and panting a little bit up here because I'm about 14 miles in to my 22-mile day. So I'm going to sign off, but also we're heading into a dark canopy of trees. Look, light at the end of the tunnel, my friends. So I'm going to sign off and I'll probably check back on at some point once I get past High Paradise Farm. But just finally guys, Life Begins at 50 and 462 days, Matt Wells. Please, please, please just give what you can afford to lose out of your pocket, and please help the Alzheimer Society. I'll see you all in a little while. Mind, there you go. Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the Cleveland Way, day one, Helmsley to Osmotherley. So you're not going to get to see me for a few minutes, you lucky people, but I'm just going to give you a quick run through of today's solo hike so far. So let me show you where we are. This is Bultby Forest, predominantly evergreen. Isn't that lovely? It's really peaceful up here as well. I seem to have left all the walkers behind. When I set off from Helmsley this morning in the general direction of Sutton Bank, there was dozens and dozens of people. Some day hikers, some just doing a little out and back, some putting together a round, somewhere incorporating parts of the Cleveland Way. But from Sutton Bank, I seem to have lost everyone. I seem to be the only person. In fact, I haven't seen anyone for about an hour, which is quite nice. It's very quiet. But anyway, let me give you a quick run through of today. So I left Helmsley this morning at 11:05, give or take a few seconds, and I hot-footed it through Revo, up through Cold Kirby, onto the fringes of the Hambleton Hills, through Sutton Bank. Sutton Bank is 10 miles away from Helmsley, so it was nice to get 10 miles in, and I got 10 miles covered in 2 hours 30, 2 hours 35, so I was really pleased with that. Had a little break at Sutton Bank and just got some air to my feet, readjusted my socks and had a quick snack before setting off again. And then from Sutton Bank, in 3 miles, you'll pass through Sneck. There's an infamous road climb from Bultby up to the Cleveland Way. You certainly don't want to cycle up it. I've done it once and it's an absolute gut buster. But anyway, we passed through Sneck on the Cleveland Way. Look at these. Let me just show you. Beautiful colours. Isn't that beautiful? So we passed through Sneck, 13 miles away from Helmsley, and then we passed through High Paradise Farm. There are holiday cottages and a tea room there and a camping park as well. It's really nice. It seemed closed today though, but yeah, really nice place. So we leave High Paradise Farm and we're on one of the old drovers tracks now. This is the man-made track which forms part of the Paradise Trail, which is a mountain bike track. If I just walk through here, And up here, for the purists, this is the Cleveland Way. So let's walk back on the Cleveland Way for a short while. So this is one of the old drovers' tracks that would have been used by the shepherds to drive the sheep and the cattle off the moor to the market towns. So we're going to pass through a gate up here and we'll come out onto quite an exposed section of the moor. And from here we've got a little bit of a roller coaster which will take us up to a real high point of the moor. In fact, it might be one of the highest points between Sutton Bank and Osmotherley. And then we will descend down to an area called Square Corner. And then from Square Corner we will drop down into my final destination for today, which is the beautiful village of Osmotherley. Let me just show you around once more. Welcome to the North Yorkshire Moors. Monday afternoon, solo hiking the Cleveland Way. 109 miles, my friends. Helmsley to Filey in 5 days. And this is day one. And so far, so good. And I hope you're all safe and well. We still seem to be tiptoeing our way through some peculiar and rather strange and troubled times, but I firmly believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel for all of us who have a positive mind and are staying focused on getting through this. It's a beautiful time of day. I think it's about 3:15, 3:30, 4:15. I'm not really clock watching today, I'm mile watching. So you can probably hear a little bit of wind interference. Like I said, guys, we're going to go through the gate here and then come out on quite an exposed section of moorland. More sheep. So let's leave Bultby Forest behind. There's Bultby Forest. We go through the gate here. Let's get this closed. And you can see the Cleveland Way heading up towards that beautiful dusty pale blue sky. That's where we're going, and it's going to be like that for about 3 miles before we climb up and then down to Square Corner. So I'm going to push on, guys, and get some more miles in, and I will see you all in a little while. Mind how you go. Less than 5 miles to go now, guys, until I arrive safely in the village of Osmotherley. Let's get day one on the Cleveland Way well and truly in the bag. Less than 5 miles to go. Yes. Okay guys, day one on the Cleveland Way, Helmsley to Osmotherley is almost in the bag. I think I'm about a mile now from Osmotherley, just maybe a fraction over a mile, but I'm just descending down on the Cleveland Way now to an area called Square Corner. I know this area well. I do quite a lot of hikes and mountain bikes out of Square Corner, sometimes incorporating bridleway sections of the Cleveland Way. But let me just show you where I am. It's like a water slide with no water. Have a little look. It's like this little chute. That's where we're going, down there. That's where I've come from, up there. And I must admit, it's a little bit painful coming down here. It should be pleasing to be going downhill, but actually, step after step of ramming your toes against the head of your shoe becomes a little bit painful. It's getting a little bit boring, a little bit mundane, to be honest, but we'll soon be back on the flat. And then we've got some stone steps that take us down into the reservoir valley just above Osmotherley. And then we've got one fairly sharp climb up to the road. We cross the road, which takes you from Osmotherley to Square Corner. And then we zigzag our way through a series of footpaths and little snippets of woodland and over a couple of bridges, and then arrive in the centre of Osmotherley. I'm also going to check out, guys, just a little word of advice here. Mobile phone signals and 3G and 4G in Osmotherley is almost non-existent. So I messaged through to my accommodation for directions, and they pointed me to the Airbnb site. Now that's all well and good if I can connect to the internet. So when I get to Square Corner, I'm going to check in on the internet because I know that I can get 3G or 4G at Square Corner. I'm going to check in and just find out whereabouts in Osmotherley my accommodation for tonight is. A little bit of advice, okay? Do not rely on 3G or 4G or phone signals if you are walking through Osmotherley. So, I might just be able to give you a little glimpse of the village. Where are we? So, just there, just down there, that is the village of Osmotherley. That's where I've come from. Have a little look. You should be able to make out the path in the distance. So heading down there, going all the way up there, down to Square Corner. We're not a million miles from Codbeck Reservoir either. We'll be passing Codbeck Reservoir on the Cleveland Way tomorrow as I leave Osmotherley and head for Great Ayton. Tomorrow, my friends, is going to be a roller coaster of a solo hike. Again, about 20 miles, taking in 3 very, very challenging ascents and descents before heading up onto the high moor, crossing the high moor down to Kildale, then a long climb up from Kildale of about 2 miles to Captain Cook's Monument before descending down to Cribdale Gate, and there I will make a decision on whether I cut the day at Cribdale Gate and head down Station Lane to Great Ayton, or whether I push on and go up over the top of Rosebery Topping and then take the A172, I think it is, the Stokesley Road, back into Great Ayton. I'm not quite sure. At the moment, I'm favouring Rosebery Topping. It'll be quite nice to finish at Rosebery Topping tomorrow before heading into Great Ayton. So we'll see. We'll see what the weather's like and which way the wind's blowing and so on and so on. But anyway, we're making good progress, guys. I think about half an hour to go. I should be safely in Osmotherley, and then Time to get my shoes off, get my feet and get myself showered, get my feet washed, into some flip-flops, and catch up on a few emails, no doubt. Check in with a few followers and subscribers. Thanks to those who follow and like and share. Continue to post out the vibes of love, peace and positivity. And then I'll be heading to the Queen Catherine Hotel to get some food inside me. I'm feeling steak and chips tonight. Steak, chips and onion rings. What do you reckon? Sounding pretty good at the moment. So it's been a pretty good day today, guys. And I'll probably catch up with you when I arrive in Osmotherley. And I must admit, I am looking forward to getting my shoes off and getting my socks off and getting this bloody backpack off my back as well. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, so I'll catch up with you all soon, guys. Let me just show you around. Welcome to the North Yorkshire Moors, my friends. Welcome to day one of the Cleveland Way. Helmsley to Osmotherley, 22 miles, almost in the bag. I can see Osmotherley. I can smell Osmotherley. I'm nearly there. How do you like that, my friends? So, I'll catch up with you all soon. Mind how you go. Take care. Okay guys, we're nearly there. I'm sure I said that last time. 2 miles from Square Corner to Osmotherley. 2 miles in distance and time can go so quick. Yeah, I've just been taught that 2 miles in distance and time can take so long. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm really looking forward to getting my shoes off now. I'm really looking forward to arriving at Dale House. I am now just starting to feel a little bit of fatigue for the first time all day, which I think is pretty good going for an active 51.5-year-old, but I'm 21.5 miles in. And there we go. What are you looking at? I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit as well. I haven't seen anyone or spoken to anyone for about 2.5 hours. So we're on the final run in now. We've got less than half a mile to go. We're on a little footpath which descends down into the valley which the beck runs through. It's Codbeck, in fact, which runs from Codbeck Reservoir all the way to Thirsk. So we're dropping down into the valley now, Codbeck Valley, and I'm really bored of going downhill, and I'm really bored of my toes bashing against the top of my shoes. So many gates on this last little section as well. And then from what I can remember, because I have done this before, I've done sections of the Cleveland Way before. From what I can remember, we head down into the Beck Valley for Codbeck, and then we climb out of the valley on a little flight of wooden sort of steps, sleeper steps, with a wooden handrail. And then we almost like end up at the back of the cottages, which look out over the market square and the Memorial Cross. And you walk through a little tunnel which goes between two cottages, and one's obviously what they call flying freehold, so it goes over the little tunnel, and all of a sudden you just end up in the middle of Osmotherley. It's quite a peculiar end to the day, really, from being in the middle of nowhere, which let me show you where I am as well. So you can see there's the path, it just goes into those trees, and then we go up over the top of that tree line, and then the footpath weaves a few times before going through this little tunnel between the cottages, and then all of a sudden you're there. And I've been told that my accommodation is about 100 meters further on into the village. So yeah, so I'm ready to get there now. I'll be honest, guys, I'm ready to wrap this day up. My feet are starting to feel a little bit sore. I've got no blisters, which is great. I've got a few little hot spots coming on, but we'll sort those out, no problem. So here we are. Let me just walk backwards. So this is the little bridge that goes over Codbeck, and just behind me there you'll see there is Codbeck. Just there. So that's Codbeck running down from Codbeck Reservoir, and just behind me there you can see, just there, that's the Beck heading in the general direction of Thirsk. And here's the little climb up out of Codbeck Valley. Oh, that actually feels quite good. It actually feels quite good to use some different leg muscles. I've been descending now for a good 2 or 3 miles, and my toes are really sore. So, as strange and as weird as it may sound, it's actually quite nice going uphill, because it's relieving the pressure on my toes, which is great. But once again, guys, brutally honest, I am starting to feel a little bit of fatigue now, just a little bit, and I'm ready to wrap this up. So let me show you, look, that's where we're going up there. When we get up there, we swing left, I believe, in the general direction of the A19, and we should go through the little tunnel and we'll be in Osmotherley. So I'll see you all when I arrive at Dow House. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit out of breath as well, so Monday you go.